All right, folks, we'll start in the front row with Tim May from Letterman Row.
TJ, another solid big-time game. Just what are your thoughts coming out of this game today?
First and foremost, I just want to thank God. Without him, I wouldn't be anything. And, I mean, he gives me the talent, and I just give him the praise and the glory. But, I mean, I'm just, being more comfortable, being myself. I mean, really just relaxing back there. And I think my teammates have really helped me, and that my O-line does a great job of keeping the pocket clean. Receivers do a great job of creating separation. Tight ends do a great job blocking and creating separation. Our running backs running the ball well. So, I mean, I just have to do my job and my part, and I feel like we're starting to roll, we're getting momentum, and we're finally getting used to how each other plays.
What play you remember most from today?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I like them all, man. I really wish I got that one to Chris, that post. I kind of overthrew it just a tad bit, but, I mean, we'll get right.
Front row, Rob Aller, Columbus Dispatch.
Where have you improved the most from week to week to week? I mean, it seems like you're throwing it into tighter windows maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just feeling more comfortable. I mean, then on top of that, I mean, God has blessed me with His supernatural healing of my shoulder. So, I mean, my shoulder is feeling a whole lot better. Every day I'm rehabbing it just to make sure nothing else goes wrong. But, I mean, that's kind of been the big thing for me. Then I'm just feeling more comfortable. I think the coaches are starting to trust me more with the football. I mean, 2 games now, we don't have any turnovers on offense, which is really good. So, I mean, definitely we just got to keep building on that.
Front row right here, Austin Ward.
You've run it a couple times. You've stood in there and took some hits. Is there any part of your head that's like, man, I hope this doesn't hit my shoulder, or are you completely past that?
No, I'm past that. I mean, out there, I mean, you really don't think about injury while you're playing. You're kind of just playing the game you love. So, I mean, definitely, I mean, if I can run the ball, I will. I mean, and I feel like I'm getting more inclined and more I'm running the ball, and they're starting to use me in the run game, so which I'm willing to do. So, just got to keep building on that.
Front row right next door, Jared Smalley.
Hi, CJ. Obviously, Maryland early in the game, they were determined to take the run away. When you get in a situation like that, we're against the defense, and you know that they're loading up to stop one thing you do, how do you view that as a quarterback, the opportunity that presents to you in the other phase of the game?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about just being a great offense. I mean, you can't be one-dimensional. So, I mean, we have really good ways to run the ball. We have really good ways to throw the ball. So, if they want to stop the run, and we have things in the pass game that we can work. If they want to stop the pass, we can run the ball. I mean, then we both work for each other. I mean, the run game opens up the pass game opens up the run game. So, I mean, it's just all about balance. And I think the better that we can just keep rolling and keep this momentum going, the better balance that we'll have.
All the way to the left, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
TJ, not necessarily because you were healthy, but just the numbers you were able to put up, the rhythm you got in last week. What did that do for your confidence going into this week?
I mean, definitely shot my confidence up. But I mean, all my confidence is in God. I mean, He has a plan for my life. So, I mean, if I just keep going with Him and He's gonna lead me. I mean, it doesn't really matter what the outside world says. As long as if it's God or my family or my teammates talking, then I'll listen. But if it's not one of them, I'm probably not gonna listen. So, I mean, I really think that we're starting to roll. We're starting to get used to each other. The coaches are trusting us even more and more. So, I mean, I just think we're going to keep this momentum going and just keep rolling.
Is there a balance between, you got Travion involved in the passing game. A lot of that was check down, between being safe and taking that check down versus trying to make a play down the field with your arm, which you started to do later in the game?
Yeah, I mean, definitely just got to get a rhythm going. And they had some looks that we didn't think we were going to get, and we had some specific play calls that we thought we were going to maybe clear out a safety or get a linebacker to run this way, and they probably did the opposite. So I mean, I just do my job and be careful and just check the ball down. I mean, and take what the defense gives me. I mean, when you try to force things, you try to make things happen when they're not there. I mean, that's usually when bad things happen. So
front row, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
CJ, you said earlier this year you thought this offense could be the best in the country. Do you guys feel like you've reached that level now?
No, we have a lot more work to do. I mean, I definitely think that we're putting up the numbers and we're doing the right things, and it's just been practice. I mean, we practice harder than anybody, man. We grind, and it just feels good to have it pay off. So I mean, if we can be the best offense in the country, I think that's definitely something that we can reach. But if we just keep on the same momentum and keep practicing well, then I think we'll achieve that.
Front row, Patrick Murphy, 247.
CJ, the weapons you have in the passing game, we've talked about them a lot, but today everybody kind of got theirs. Talk about spreading the ball around and even getting Travion involved in the passing game. So
yeah, man, I think that's the great thing about our passing game is that any given play, everybody has a route. So, I mean, and it's fun giving everybody the ball. Everybody's happy. Nobody's looking at you trying to mean mug you. And, I mean, no one does that on our team, but, I mean, it wouldn't be a good feeling. So I definitely am pleased and happy that all of my receivers ate today. So.
All right, we'll do a couple more. Second row here, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
You were talking about how much better the shoulder feels. You're taking some shots over the middle now. Are you more likely likely to take those shots now than you were in the first 3 weeks based on how the shoulder feels to you? Were you not trusting it as much early on?
No, I mean, just like I said earlier, I just take what the defense gives me. And if it's there, I'll rip it. If it's not, then I have to be smart with the football. So, I mean, my game has never changed. I've never just felt like the game ever sped up, even, you know what I'm saying? So I think the game of football stays the same. It's just on how you can be more comfortable out there and be more relaxed and have your coaches lean and trust on you. I think that was the biggest thing for me going into these past couple weeks. So, I mean, I don't think my game has ever changed, just got a little more comfortable.
And we got Coach Day ready for you. So last question to Doug Lemarie's, Cleveland.com.
CJ, that your first start against Minnesota, you had a great second half and worked everything out there. But if you can remember back to that, just how did you feel then after one start and how you feel now halfway through your first season? Just your comfort, your confidence. How far have you come?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel blessed. I mean, I'm in a great program, a great university with great fans and great band. Like, we have a lot of great things going on. So, I mean, I don't think back then I really knew what type of environment I was in. I didn't really know what type of program I was in and type of support that we get. And so it really took those couple games just to feel the love. I mean, sometimes even feel the hate, which I love. I mean, you gotta love it. I mean, if you really love this game, you have to love the good and the bad. So, I mean, God has blessed me with this opportunity to play on this platform, and I'm just gonna do nothing but just give Him the glory and the praise. I'm really blessed to be in this position, and I just want to keep going, man, and keep like trying to be the best offense in the country.
All righty, CJ, thank you very much.
Thank y'all. God bless.
We'll open it up with questions. We'll go second row right, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
Ryan, the aggression that you're seeing from the defense now, how much of that was coming up with a more aggressive way to call the defense? How much of it is just guys being more comfortable and being able to play more aggressive naturally?
I think a little bit of both. I don't think that there's just one thing you can point to. I think it's a young team that's growing. I think we've been more aggressive. I think we're building more confidence and more energy. So I think it's a little bit of all those things.
We'll go far left in the back, Jeremy Birmingham, Letterman Row.
Hey Ryan, last year after the Bama game, you mentioned that you had to figure out if it was personnel, scheme, or coaching is what the defensive struggles. You said that again early in the year. On the flip side of that, like, your receivers are more open than any receivers I've ever seen in my life. Is it a combination of those things, or which one of those things is to credit for that opportunity that the quarterback has?
Yeah, I mean, the personnel certainly helps. Having Chris and Garrett and Jackson and Jeremy, Mecca and Marvin, I mean, those guys are very, very talented and very gifted. So they do a great job of getting open. The plays look a lot better when you have really good players out there.
We'll stay on the left, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Ryan, on Thursday, you talked about Mecca. You felt he was maybe being close to bringing some of the returns and showing the explosiveness. Did you have what he did today in mind?
Yeah. I mean, I thought that, and it's everybody. You know, you can't just return on your own. You need a really good unit in front of you. And I think that those guys have put a lot of work in, and we've seen where it's been one or two guys that just maybe didn't finish their block, and then it would have been at least on the kicker. And when we got there today, but I got to tribute, Emeka, or give credit to Emeka because his approach every day has been very mature, not much like a freshman. So that part has been great. Took care of the football, hit some big, and that really flips the field for us. Getting the ball at midfield, it's huge. But it's everybody involved, and there's a lot of guys on that kickoff return unit that deserve credit.
Right next door, Bill Landis, The Athletic.
Ryan, I know when you pick a starting quarterback, you're sort of expressing confidence in that guy by default, but what has CJ done the last 2 weeks to maybe enhance that trust, that confidence, maybe validate a little bit that decision you made coming out of camp?
Well, I think he's executing at a fairly high level right now. Still has a lot to build on, and he'll tell you he missed a few things coming out of halftime, and we got to keep building that. But I think his preparation has been excellent. I think he sees the field well. He's got some good players around him, but he's also making some really good throws. His timing's been right. He's seeing the field. He's making good decisions. And so that's allowing us to run the offense and be very efficient. So is he there yet? Absolutely not. He's still got a long way to go, but I'm very encouraged by what I've seen the last 2 weeks.
Is he doing a better job now of moving on when maybe he does make a mistake or the ball's just not quite where it needs to be and he gets to the next play?
Early on, it was hard to tell because everything was so new. It was hard to figure out what was what. And I think the more he's playing, the more he's understanding that you can't ride the roller coaster. You just got to keep putting one play in front of the other. And he's going to have to continue to do that because he's going to have good plays and bad plays moving forward.
Over here to the right, front row, Jared Smalley, WCMH.
Two things, Ryan. First of all, how's Haskell?
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, it's something that he's kind of been struggling with. So hopefully, we can get him healed up over the bye week.
And on the subject of defense, 4 straight games with a pick six. Some of the more explosive, game-changing type plays you've been able to consistently get. Obviously, this one's later in the game, but can you just speak to young players making those plays too?
Right.
What do you see there in terms of growth?
Well, I see confidence. I see, a defensive staff that's working together. I got to give, Kerry Combs got the game ball today, and it's because of everything that he's been through the last couple weeks, and he's just continued to show up every day, and he's a huge part of the defense. I mean, but at the same time, that we reconstruct a few things, and that we got a little rhythm going. I think he's doing a great job of seeing it from the box. I think Matt's doing a great job of calling it. I think Larry's doing a great job with his guys up front. Al Washington's starting to build some stability at the linebacker, and those guys all working together is starting to, see it through one lens, and you can feel it out there. The confidence is there. It's strong, and, we still have a lot of football to play and some really good opponents, here in the second half of the season. So, we haven't done anything just yet, but we're building on it.
We'll go to the far left, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Ryan, CJ has been really efficient with his decision-making when to take shots and when to check down and live to see another day. The playmaking side of being a quarterback, how have you seen that grow over the last couple of weeks as he's gotten more comfortable? And do you feel like that's something that you want to see more from him?
Yeah, no, I think, all those things, all the above have been good. He threw the ball away a couple times. He did a couple of things with his feet the last few games. That was good. But he's also, extended a few things and made some plays downfield. So, we'll just keep coaching him up and keep building on it. And everything I think that you're investing in this, you're going to get back in the back end, which is great for a young quarterback. So, he's going to have to make sure he's steady. We talked early on about, when maybe there was a bad play, a bad series or whatever, you can't ride the roller coaster. Well, it's the same thing when things are going good. And so staying hungry right now is going to be important.
We're going to go over here to the right, Austin Ward, and then Tim May consecutively from Letterman Row.
Ryan, you talked about how different the young guys look from a month ago to now. How does it feel different for this team? I know it seemed like a month ago after the Oregon that there was a lot of felt like you guys were depressed. How has that changed over the last few weeks, and what does it feel like to be in that locker room right now?
Well, I think there was a lot of guys who just didn't have a lot of experience, and maybe there wasn't a lot of confidence in the fact that they could do it themselves, but also that the guy next to them could do it. Being with fans and going through the skull session and the walk and all those things were new for everybody. And it took a while to get some guys some reps under their belt to build some confidence. And again, we're still nowhere here. I mean, we got a long way to go, but you can see it's a different team right now. There's a different walk. There's a different look in our eye.
Right next door, Tim.
Yeah, 2 quickies. Number one, what was your biggest concern going into today about Maryland, and when did you see your team take care of that concern, whatever it was? And then number 2, were you aware Travion was that close to 100 yards before he came out, before he scored his last touchdown?
Yeah, no, I wasn't. Yeah, we just try to make good decisions at that point for the for the long term. But very athletic and fast. Certainly, Taulia is a very good quarterback who's very dangerous. When they scored there, I forget exactly, to make it 21-10. That's when okay, we got to respond here. We did. We responded right down to make it 28-10, and then just kept going with that. Got to stop. Scored again at the end of the half, which was good to get. And then we came out in the second half and did a good job there as well. So it's just when you see those responses from the other side, it's not easy to come in against a team like this and just, blow them out. It's not easy. And so, when you get something back like that, you got to respond. And I thought we've done that kind of the last couple of weeks when a couple of things have shown up. So, again, some bigger challenges down the road, but we're building.
Front row left, Rob Aller, Columbus Dispatch.
Right, back to CJ. I know he's young. I know you got to look at the tape. I know you want to tap the brakes, but eyeball test. How good was this performance today compared to the last 2 or 3 years of things you've seen?
I don't know. Like you said, I mean, there's a lot to see here. When we get to the film, and I think that what you have to do is you have to kind of get through the season and then look back on some of these things, because when you're in it, you don't really know. There's a lot of things come into play, and I know they had a couple corners that were banged up and things like that. So. But they also played some zone, and he saw the zone well, and I thought he handled that made some nice throws down in the red zone again, but protection was good. The receivers played well, so it's everybody across the board. But certainly when we're executing a high level, we got a chance to be pretty good on offense.
What's the best thing he does?
Probably see the field.
Go far left in the back, Doug Lesmaurice, Cleveland.com.
Ryan, you guys can be such a quick strike offense. 17-play drive to start the game. Like, what did you think of that? What does that tell you about your offense?
It felt like a 25-play drive. I was like, I felt like we couldn't get going on first and second down. We had to convert a third down, and we weren't clean. But the good news was we kept grinding through it and converting on those third downs. I think it finished with the fourth down, wasn't it? Was that it? Yeah. So it was just one of those ugly first drives that we just couldn't quite get our feet going, and we didn't have much rhythm. We were kind of slow for whatever reason, but we pushed through that, and then we started mixing in some tempo just to kind of get them going, and then from there we kind of caught our rhythm. But it was a little clunky in that first drive.
Got time for just a couple more so we can get some players in here. Far left, Tony Girdman, Buckeye Scoop.
Ryan, CJ said he saw some things from Maryland that they hadn't really prepared for or expected, and he checked out on those things. How much confidence does that give you when that happens?
A lot, yeah. They did, a couple things coverage-wise that we really hadn't prepared for, and he handled that well, especially early on. In that drive, it wasn't exactly the way we expected it, and he did. He checked it down. He didn't force the ball down the field. Gets the ball to Travion, even for 3, 4, 5, keeps us on schedule on a couple of those. That's pretty big-time quarterback play for a kid at his age. So that was really well done.
Front row aisle, Clay Hall, WSYX.
Progress you made on defense seems to go back to the realignment you made 3-4 weeks ago. I know this may be old news, but how big a step was that for you as a young head coach?
I think when you go through a loss, you have to figure out what the issues are and how to get them fixed and the best you can. You're not always going to be right, and you want to act, but you also don't want to overreact, and identify exactly what kind of team you have. And it goes back to what we were talking about, personnel, scheme, coaching, whatever that is, and then do the best you can. And you're not always right, but you do the best job that you think at that moment to make a strong decision, because that's what leadership is. And so we'll see how it plays out. We still got a lot of football left.
And final question, far right back, Brendan Gulick, Buckeyes Now on Sports Illustrated.
Coach, felt like this was maybe the best collective group from your linebackers, best productive game from them. Steele was all over the place. Tommy and Taraji and Cody really made a lot of plays. How have you seen them in practice throughout the week make adjustments in their preparation so that they can continue to get better on days like today?
I think Al Washington's been doing a great job of that. Those guys are fitting into their roles now. They understand where they fit, and now they have some experience to go back upon. And they're a very serious group, and to see them make plays and practice the way they've been practicing with their energy, that's a huge uplift for our whole defense. Because you got to be strong up front, but you also got to be strong at linebacker. Those guys are kind of the quarterbacks in there. Make sure everything gets straightened out. I think we'll watch the film and be critical, like we do, because we have a high standard around here. But they did make some plays and flash at times. Great.
How about your defensive line? It felt like your defensive ends today were as productive as they've been at any point this year. Your thoughts on the way they played?
Yeah, they got back there, and they certainly created a lot of havoc in the backfield. I know if they didn't quite get a sack, they created some sort of a hurry or a rush with the quarterback, and that changed up the picture a little bit as well. So I think we're starting to get more confidence that the quarterback may not see the picture exactly well, because we changed the coverages up, and that encourages the D-line to finish off their rushes, whether it's on the inside or on the outside with the defensive ends. I think we got 5 sacks today, so we're building.
Great. Coach, thank you very much.
You got it.
Take whatever mics you want. Folks, to your far right is Chris Olave, right in the middle, Emeka Abuka, and to your far left, Marcus Williamson. We'll open up the floor for questions for these gentlemen. Front row right, Austin Ward, Letterman row.
Emeka, you certainly seem to be gaining some steam here over the last couple of weeks. Are you kicking yourself that you haven't finished one off yet, or how do you feel you're making an impact there?
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely coming. It's something I just got to keep going at. But, amazing blocks overall from my teammates. So, we know we're going to bust one open soon. So just waiting on that.
Right next door, Tim May, Letterman Row.
Yeah, Chris Olave, are you ever surprised that you break wide open? And I'm talking about, of course, that little skinny post, that little post you ran for that one touchdown, especially. Are you ever surprised by that? And just how would you rate your game today, et cetera?
Yeah, I'm not really surprised. I mean, we got one of the best play callers in the country, and Coach Day. So we dial it up in practice. We run it exactly in the game how it is in practice. So we just try to connect on that and just try to build on that.
Yeah, you came out of the slot there and stuff. Did you notice right away what they were in, and it was going to be a big one if CJ sees you?
Yeah. Like I said, we ran into practice, and we got the same look in the game, and we just had to bring it over to the game and connect on it.
Far left, Patrick Murphy, 24/7 Sports.
Chris and Emeka, the ball's getting spread around. For receivers, when you guys are getting involved in games, getting touches of the ball, how much better does that make the mood in the locker room for the offense and things like that? When everyone's getting touches, everyone's being productive.
I feel like that's the type of offense we have. We have a lot of talent on the offensive side. When we get the run game and pass game going, I feel like we're unstoppable. So once we get the pass game going early on, I feel like the run game opens up, and we just keep going and building on that.
Right behind him, Tony Girdman, Buckeye Scoop.
I know you got some grief from your teammates about getting caught on that 85-yarder. Any grief today from any of the kick returns that didn't go the distance?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm gonna have to find a way to finish one of those off.
Would you need better blocking, perhaps?
No, blocking's great.
Far right, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
Marcus, compared to early in the season, does it feel like the coaches are calling a more aggressive defense right now? And how are you guys taking advantage of that as you kind of build confidence?
I wouldn't say necessarily more aggressive. I think just as a team, we're just showing that toughness on the field, and, it's shown in the plays. So I wouldn't say we're changing too much, though, defensively.
Right behind him, Spencer Holbrook, Letterman Row.
Marcus, you look pretty fired up going onto the field, and then you go out and have a performance like you did after everybody praises the way you practiced this week. Like, what does this game mean for you, just personally? You've kind of put yourself in the back seat for quite a while now. What does it mean for you to play the way you did today?
I'm born and bred in Ohio. This football stuff, it means a lot to my family. It means a lot to me. And, just be able to show that passion on the field, show that energy, it means the world to me.
Did I miss anyone else? Front row left, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Chris, you've been a part of some really good offenses here with Dwayne at quarterback, with Justin at quarterback. Now that this offense is really starting to find its stride, how do you think this compares to the other offenses you've been a part of?
Them offenses are great, but I feel like we're still building with this offense. We're starting to build more chemistry, especially on game days. So I feel like this offense can be scary and unstoppable. We just got to keep building and keep getting better.
Seeing the same kind of things that maybe you saw in those seasons in terms of how you're building up?
Oh yeah, definitely. We started fast, but we had a couple mistakes the first couple weeks, but we just keep building. Last week and this week, we're damn near perfect. So, like I said, we just got to keep building and just having fun with it. Keep having
far
fun.
left along the wall, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Chris, where do you feel the offense is most better now versus where it was maybe a month ago after the Oregon loss?
We clean up the mistakes, the little mistakes, all the penalties. We're connecting more on the outside, getting the pass game going early on, and just having a balance on the running game and passing game, and just spreading the ball around and showing everybody love.
Front row right over here, Austin Ward, Letterman Row.
Marcus, if the scheme or the aggression feels about the same overall for the defense to you, what is it that's fueling this improvement, you think?
I think we all know we took it one on the chin early this season. And just to be able to show up every day and go to work, it means a lot to us as a team. We love the game, we love to play, and to be able to just put that on the field, every day, to show it in practice, and then to come out here and show it on Saturday, I think it's putting the world on notice, as you can see.
Over here to the right, back row right, Steve Hellwagen, 24/7 Sports.
Yeah, Chris, I want to ask about the touchdown where the guys got a hold of you there and you ward him off somehow. Just what's going through your mind as he grabs you and the ball's in the air? Just what and how did that all play out for you?
He was kind of there. It was good coverage, but the ball was kind of behind. But I just wanted to make a play. CJ's been playing great, and the offense has been playing great. So I just wanted to make a play for the team, and ended up happening. So.
If I can for Marcus, just the safety position, looks like you've got 5 or 6 guys who are contributing right now. Hickman, Ransom, Martinez a little bit. Everybody is really coming through. It seems like you guys are shifting between positions, even between series and everything. Just how fluid is this offense and where everyone's playing in a given play, I suppose?
I think we got a great coaching staff, and we're able to plug and play guys because they teach so well. You learn the concept, you learn the position, you learn the defense. So yeah, to be able to plug and play so many great players that you see flash, week in and week out, I think it's helping us as a defense and as a team.
And we'll go last questions for this trio. Front row, Tim May, Letterman row.
Emeka, what is the key to a big-time kickoff return? What is that first thought in your mind that, I'm taking it back, now I'm looking for this? And what did you see today a couple of times that just told you, yeah?
The first thing is got to be definitely securing the catch, rocking into it, getting momentum with that catch, and, just hitting it downhill full speed as fast as you can, reading out the blocks, and really just trusting your off returners. Got great off returners in Steel Chambers and Xavier Johnson, just trusting them and following them through the holes and just, trying to make something happen.
And did Coach Fleming and Coach Day, did they tell y'all were going to be aggressive, y'all were going to return some kicks today? I mean, going into the game, was that kind of the plan?
Our mindset's to return every kick if we can, if we have the opportunity. So we're always looking to break one up when we know we have the best kickoff return unit in the nation, and, we're here to prove that.
Great. Gentlemen, thank you very much. All right, folks, to your right, we have Cody Seidman, and to your left, we have Steel Chambers. We'll open up the floor for questions. Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
For both of you guys, just from week 1 to now, what's been the biggest change for this defense?
I just think you guys can tell we're playing with a lot more energy. We're definitely getting more comfortable with the system that we put in, and I think we just have more trust in each other that we'll get our jobs done and that we'll just do the right thing.
I say that the love for each other is growing every day. Every day in practice, we're grinding as hard as we can, and it's shown out on the field. Every week, we're just trying to get better and better and better.
We'll go deep right. Brendan Gulick, Buckeyes Now on Sports Illustrated.
Guys, we asked Ryan Day about your preparation during the week, and he gave credit to your entire unit. Can you kind of take us inside what it's been like for you guys to go through this process where you were after week 2, needing to make some changes and clearly have taken some big strides forward? What has that been like as you've dug deep to try to figure this whole thing out?
Football is all about adapting, and everything. Something can change. Week 2 was a rough week for us, but we knew we had to make a change, and we put everything we had into it. And every day in practice is just grinding, getting better, and I can't really say enough about our guys. They all work so hard, and I'm just so happy that they could show the world that we're really the Buckeyes.
Yeah, I think it just speaks to our resolve. Just being able to come back after that week 2 loss. It takes a lot of heart to do that, and I think we definitely have that heart.
Like as a defense to see your offense literally score every time they have the ball the last couple of weeks here?
You couldn't ask for anything more. I love the offense. They get us better every day. The reason we're even where we're at is because of them. So they get us every day in practice, and they're so electrifying, and it's fun watching them on the sideline.
We'll go front row right. Jared Smalley, WCMH.
Cody, Ryan told us that the game ball went to Kerry Combs today. Mentioned what he's been through and the way that things have evolved the last few weeks. What have you observed from him, his attitude and his leadership, obviously with changing roles? And how has that process, you think, worked from a player's perspective?
I'd say he's been through a lot, but nothing has changed from him. Every day he comes in with the most amount of energy. He's always ready to go, always helping the defense out, 24/7. He's always ready to go, and I appreciate him because not everything goes your way, but he stuck through it, and he's still doing his thing. So we just appreciate Coach Combs.
Over here to the far left, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Yes, Steele, it seems like you're really flying around out there. Just how much more comfortable are you getting with each passing week playing defense?
Definitely starting to get a little more comfortable. It definitely helps when you got guys like Cody here help me every single week. But I mean, I'm just trying to do my job. Just every single time I get on the field, just trying to make a difference.
From your perspective, just what's it been like to see Steele's growth over the course of this season?
He inspires me to be the best player I can be. Every day he's going full speed, no matter what, and he's a great player. And I'm just happy you guys get to see how great of a player he can do everything. And offense, defense, special teams, he does it all. And I'm just happy he's on our team.
Guys, and these will be the last two guys that we have doing interviews today, so we'll continue right now. Front row right, Austin Ward, Letterman row.
Cody, has it surprised you how, I don't know, it seems seamless what Steele's been doing? You play that position, you know how difficult it is, and he's doing this on, 2 months. Like, is this surprising the rest of the guys in the room, or what's making that you guys see that he can do this so easily?
I think I talked about this earlier. I was not surprised at all. Steele's even before he even moved, he was one of the best guys we have on special teams, and it's all ball, so it all works out in the same way. And Steele getting out here and showing how good of a linebacker he is just a testament of how good of character he has, and he can do whatever it takes for our team and ultimate character.
We'll go ahead.
Steele, has it felt as easy as it's looked?
Definitely not. No, it's hard, especially every single week going against our offense. But I mean, iron sharpens iron, so they get me better, they get all of us better. So, yeah.
We'll go second row left, Tony Girdman, Buckeye Scoop.
What was the reaction of the team when Kerry Combs got the game ball?
Everyone was pumped up. I mean, I don't know what else you would really feel. Because, I mean, he's been through a lot, and, I mean, nothing's changed for him. He's a great guy, just a great guy to learn off of.
And to the wall, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Still, as well as this is kind of going for you over the last 2 months, is there any part of you that's like, man, I should have done this sooner?
There have been a couple guys that have told me that, but, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, God has a plan for all of us, so just stuck the course, and it looks like it's paying off right now.
And we'll wrap things up. Front row right, Tim May, Letterman row.
Yeah, for both of you guys, I want you to both address this. You guys have a unique streak going right now. 4 straight games with a pick six, 5 games out of 6 with a defensive touchdown. Just what does that mean? I mean, going forward, and how great was it to see Craig Young put one on the board there at the end?
I think it's just a testament to our preparation. I mean, because we work that stuff. We do it every single day in practice. So, I mean, we're not all that surprised by it. But, I mean, it's just great to see guys like Craig out there doing that. Just all of our guys flying around having fun.
Do you feel blessed like Cody? I mean, do y'all feel a little bit blessed too? I mean, a lot of things have to come into play for those things to happen.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a combination of the front end versus with the back end and really just doing our job. And when we do our job and stuff like that happens, like Rocket, Craig, Watts got a pick today too. So it's really a testament to how hard we work during the week, and we're just trying to keep it going.
Great. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Congratulations on the win.